My Atlanta Falcons played football in week 3, and now in week 4, they get to try and play football again against the Washington Commanders. My name's Tyler, here with my brother Ryan, and we're going to break down this week 4 matchup here and provide our predictions at the very end of the video. So be sure to leave a comment. Let us know who you think is going to win and why, and hit that subscribe button, get notified when new videos come out. And Ryan, as I said, to start out the game, we played football in week 3.
Kind
And
of.
actually, I will say this. I do think now after another week, I do believe we are on the right track with our defense. I like the draft picks that we've made now over the past couple of years, and especially even too with AJ Terrell being out. I think our team did as well as we could, holding the Panthers offense to just 224 yards, 114 passing yards, 110 rushing yards against this Panthers rushing team. Even too with a couple offensive linemen that were out for the Carolina Panthers, holding Chuba Hubbard and this offense to just 110 total yards, 73 for Chuba Hubbard as well. Not bad. That's about really where the compliments for the Falcons stop with this week 3 performance here. Um, so Michael Penix is still learning and developing. This was only his 5th or 6th start. Yes, now you have a whole off season as well too. You
Mhm.
going through this. So, but a lot obviously still to keep improve on as well. Looked panicked, looked rushed. But another thing though too as well, and I just thought this in general, and I even said this too with our Vikings prediction as well too. Kind of even though our defense absolutely annihilated JJ McCarthy though, but I thought we were going to be out coached. Like I question our coaching, particularly even to Zach Robinson and his play calling. It seems like we were too focused laterally than like going like up the field more. Um, and I feel like that kind of came out today as well too. But also poor decisions by Michael Penix as well, holding on to the ball for too long and then trying to hit the check down guy when check down guy is not open anymore. Like if you're gonna hit the check down guy, it's got to be you check your reads and it's quick. You don't wait 4 seconds. Allow allow the secondary to also get up there to catch the ball and then catch the ball and then return it for a touchdown. So Washington fans, obviously, if you're uh just tuning in now and curious on what to do to beat my Falcons, it's just show up with a good defense and make Michael Penix and our offensive coordinator befuddled. And so, because you guys are coming off a good victory here, even with your backup quarterback, former Falcons quarterback, who was also befuddled as well during his time here. Now starting to realize maybe it wasn't his fault. But Marcus Mariota, 15 for 21, 207 yards and a touchdown. Good victory over the Las Vegas Raiders here. Ryan, I'll talk a little bit more here in a second, but I want to throw it over to you. What do you think of my Falcons' performance overall, and then also to the Washington Commanders so far this season, especially without Jaden Daniels?
So I was surprised at the score, especially when you go and you look at the numbers here for the Falcons. They had decent offensive production. They really had a pick six that really kind of put this game out of reach. A couple missed field goals, and then at that point they were down 20-0. And they really kind of put themselves in a situation where like they had to be uber aggressive. They had a few turnovers on downs in the second half, and the game really just kind of got away from them. And
Yeah,
overall, uh, this happens when you have such a young team, and I think going forward, hopefully they can learn from this and improve. But yeah, I think they still like I think they still did some things well, but when it just came down to the scoreboard, I think your team and my Patriots were in a similar boat where they just somehow had offensive production, but kept points off the board. And I think that there's something to be said that these are young teams that are growing and improving, and hopefully, eventually, they will become a much more efficient team and start putting more of those points on the board.
yeah, I'd be a little bit more happy about it if Michael Penix wasn't what I think he's 25, right? You like
That's fair.
if
Yeah.
he was 20 or 21, be like okay, gonna have this guy for a long
Yeah.
time. But these were the things, and even to some of the uneasiness or some of the rushed just how rushed he looked or
Yeah.
indecisiveness. Even to a couple of things as well, like in the first half, first quarter, like we called timeout and we come out and then we get a delay game penalty. And it's stuff like that, which is
Yeah.
just highly unacceptable. And I don't know if it's from the office coordinator or if
Yeah.
it's from the quarterback or if it's both. and probably 50-50 both, but at minimum, but highly unacceptable just in general for that to happen. And now we're going to be going up against a team whose defense is way significantly better than Carolina's, and
Yeah.
Carolina's like they improved, yes, but even too shouldn't have been this much of a struggle
Yeah.
for our offense to be competitive. And now Dan Quinn and this defense, who um, still like they lost a couple of pieces in the offseason, yes, but still are firing on all cylinders. Like I know the Raiders got 24 points, yes, but 14 of those were in the fourth quarter in garbage time games when Washington was up big. It was 30
Yeah.
for 10 was the biggest lead as well. They got it down to 10 points, 34-24, but still, like, it wasn't really a close game at all. And now it is going to be at home, so maybe I mean, this is what we're gonna like we can learn from as well. And we're going to be going up against more than likely Marcus Mariota. It's possible even to Terry McLaurin might be out of the game as he left the game with a quad injury as well. But we're still going to have to go up. Just I think once again too, I think just a better coach team. Like
Yeah.
really like Cliff Kingsbury leading this offense as well too, and his creativity. Dan Quinn and a defensive mastermind of his, like being able to scheme up just better game plans than we can. I think in week 2 against Minnesota, I think we benefited from just uber aggressiveness, and that's what I think the one thing I like from that. But the uber aggressiveness to a rookie quarterback, well, not rookie, but making his second start as well too. Maybe got him a little uneasy on what he was seeing out there,
Yeah.
and him also too taking 6 sacks was also a lot as well. So I think that's going to affect any quarterback. And so I think how many sacks do we have? We had 1 sack. I just remember 8 sacks on the season, so almost halfway to our number last year, which is good. But which that's gonna be wild too. If the reason why we don't do well at all this year is because our offense couldn't put up points, not because our defense was awful, but because
Yeah.
our offense couldn't put up points. And so that is I think just going to be the thing today, or when going into this week 4 matchup, because we've only scored like we had the Bijan Robinson touchdown in like the first drive of the season, which is just a couple plays, but that was that 44-yard explosive play. But other than that, though, not any that I can really remember, like just these long explosive plays. And as I said, I think it comes back to the offensive play calling. When I watch it, it's almost like we're so focused on like horizontally trying to get lanes and go up forward. So like we're passing the ball very short behind the field instead of trying to get the ball upfield and like trying like going vertical. Like and this for I don't know, just what it seemed like to me. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. But we're so focused on like going horizontal instead of vertical. And I think it's hindering us. And so I think it's the play calling. I think also too Michael Penix needs to be more sure of himself through the throws, because I like our picks. We got a really good receiver one in Drake London. Bijan Robinson's one of the best running backs in the league.
Kyle
I
Pitts
don't
actually
think
hasn't looked bad this year.
it helps that there is a better thrower back there
Yeah.
for him. Like Michael Penix does have a cannon, so he's able to get it into those slots quicker, and so Kyle Pitts is able to use his athleticism. So fair. Um, I think Darnell Mooney could have maybe had a little bit better game today. But once again, though, too, it wouldn't have made a big difference in general. But that's just where it's was a frustrating to watch, and
Yeah.
it felt like against this Carolina defense, there was no way we were going to come back and win because we're only down 10 at halftime. You know, you're trying to think you make these halftime adjustments. Now we're going into Washington, or we're hosting Washington. Uh, And I just think we're going to get out coached again. And
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest issue, and that's why to me why I'm going with Washington, no matter who the quarterback is. Maybe Jaden Daniels is going to be feeling a little bit better. If it's Jaden Daniels, then yes, like I do think it's going to be something that we're going to have an issue on. But because his mobility, I think is going to be a big issue for not as big an issue as it was last year because of how much more explosive we are in the front seven, but offensively, though, once again, how are we going to be able to put up points? So for me, I'm going up with Washington in this one. And so I know I've been talking a lot here, as you can tell, who I was pulling for today in the season.
A little bit of therapy going on in this video, but yeah, I'm also gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm teasing.
No, I know.
But I'm also gonna go with Washington. I just feel like they're the better all around team. I think the Falcons really are starting to piece things together. but they are a younger team. They are still kind of figuring things out. I think that Zach Robinson, Michael Penix relationship is still kind of forming between play caller and quarterback. And I think that there's just some of those growing pains there. Excuse me. And I know there's a lot of talent on this Falcons offense. Um, but I think in the second half of the year, we could really start to see it get picked up. Like this offense really pick up. Uh, just because I think they'll hit that midseason form. Michael Penix will hit a better stride. And I think this offensive line will start to play a little bit better, and they'll get some reps in, and it'll start to
Yeah.
improve. But for now, I think this Falcons team is still young. They're still kind of figuring it out, piecing things together. Um, and yeah, that's why I'm going with the Commanders. So
Yeah.
we're both taking the.
Yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
it's I'm hoping that we see the consistent development. I think that's what's frustrating with today, just kind of sound off and everything. And I think I can speak for most Falcons fans. But this wasn't like a one step back. This felt like we got thrown out of an airplane. Like
Yeah,
giant leaps backwards, like when it comes to the progression of this offense. Now, I think defensively, as I said, maybe taking a couple steps forward. I know we give up 30 points, but they got set up in some horrible situations as well too. Like the 30 points had a pick six in there, then another interception that put them inside the red zone
yeah,
as well too, which led to points. I think in general, I think the team did fine defensively, especially too without AJ Terrell out there. But offensively, major regression even from what we saw last year. And so in the passing game, in the running game, I still feel like that we are taking the steps forward as well too. Even Bijan Robinson, 13 carries, 72 yards. It's just that I guess really honing in on that passing game. So I think
yeah,
running wise, I think there are avenues that we've shown like how dominant we can be, but we can't be a one dimensional team like how we were in 2022.
yeah, yeah. No, I agree with that. But progress is not linear. I think you guys learned a lot of lessons here. I also think how the game played out was just not in your favor. You guys
Yeah.
got behind, and you are a run first team, and that put a lot more pressure on Penix to have to make plays. And I feel like you guys need to avoid those situations at all cost. So.
Yeah.
Uh,
At all costs.
let's go ahead. Let's wrap this video up here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. That is the best way to help out the channel. While you're down there, leave a comment on who you think is going to come out ahead. Will it be the Washington Commanders? Will it be the Atlanta Falcons? And other than that, we'll see you guys next time.